Chef Pachi.
Today with Chef Pachi, we are going to make some amazing brownies that are really healthy. They do have a little bit of flour and a little bit of sugar. It's about a teaspoon of sugar per brownie, but they're delicious. Here we go with our gluten-free flour, the one that says 1:1. Then we have our oats, our cup of coconut sugar. It's right. It's been a while since we measured it. Let me make sure this is a cup. It's kind of like more than a cup. And a cup of ground almonds. To these dry ingredients, we are still going to add more nuts and some chocolate chips. We're going to add half a cup of the roasted almonds. And if you don't want to put almonds, they already have the nut flour. But in case you don't want to use nuts, you can use oat flour and avoid the almonds and maybe add some dry fruit. And we have some cocoa, unsweetened cocoa, a little bit of delicious cinnamon. It's like a 1/4 teaspoon. And now we're going to mix all our dry ingredients. Oh, I forgot again. It's half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. It's just a pinch of salt. Like a 1/4 teaspoon or an 1/8 of a teaspoon. And we are going to mix all these ingredients. Make sure that this shirt is dry, yeah. That all the bottom of the pan gets, or of the bowl gets, some of the baking powder and the baking soda, so we can have some beautiful brownies. You can make this as a cake, as a small cake, not a very tall one because it's hard to hold, but you can make a cake like layer cakes. Okay, so here we have our dry ingredients, and now we're going to add our wet ingredients into the other bowl. We are going to add our chia seeds first. Then we're going to add our sweetener here, which is a 1/4 cup of sweet potato puree. I'm going to need this for that. We have our olive oil. You can also switch for ghee if you want to, instead of olive oil in all of these recipes. We have some Greek yogurt. And we have 5 eggs. 1. Okay, so the reason I'm using eggs, but I am using eggs that are raised without being in cages and also raised on natural food that they find on the floor, not on grains. Why? Because the omega fats that are in the yolks are not oxidized, and they have a lot of omega-3 that is great for you if you eat them from eggs that haven't been caged or given just pellets for dinner. Now that sounded weird, dinner, as food. This is the easiest way to work with a small bowl and a lot of liquids. Make sure all of those chia seeds are out. And check this out. All of the oil has been absorbed by the yolks, which is what we want, so that we get a beautiful finish at the end. Here I go with my forks. As usual, let me get rid of these ingredients before. These don't need a lot of mixing, and that's why we mix the dry ingredients really well, so that we're sure that every single brownie has a little bit of all the ingredients. Listo. Now we are going to place them in this pan. Let's see if we can make this look a little bit nicer for the video. You see, we still had a little bit of cocoa in the bottom. So we're going to make sure that everything from the bottom is mixed. Okay, now we're going to take a spoon. Don't worry if you think they come, you know, they come out of the little molds, no problem. A little bit big. About half of one of these. You can do it like this, or you can do it with a bag, with like a decorating bag, a piping bag. And that way you know exactly what you're giving to your kids. Now, I mean, this is something very special that you can actually give them for a birthday party or something if you don't want to give too much sugar to the kids coming to your party. Or if your kid or the person who's going to eat them wants to eat a little bit healthier brownie. This batter makes 48 of these little brownies. We're going to do these for now. And the rest we're going to put in a square brownie pan. Okay, so now we're going to take them to the oven. So we're going to bring out now the bigger brownies, and I wanted to show you that they are twice the size of the first ones that we had in the video. And I'm going to show them to you together. I wanted to show you that these brownies are half the size of these. These just came out of the oven, so they're really tender to take them out. But that's my idea. It's better to give them two smaller brownies than to give them a bigger one, because it's the same thing. For us, it's better to have 2 of anything than 1. So it's just something that we think of, but the moment we're eating them, we just feel these are 2, but these are only 1, which is the same thing that we saw in the cupcakes. Like these are 3 and these are 1. So this is the size of 1 and these are 3. So when you eat a cupcake of the commercial cupcakes that you eat, they take up 6 and sometimes 8 of the quantity of the dough. So it's better to have 2 or 3 of these than 1 of those. And if it's a baby, a kid, or a toddler, you can give them 1.